Hi everyone, I am Aman Kumar Yadav and I am going to present a paper on Zeroth order optimization based black box attacks to deep neural networks without training substitute models. And the author of this research paper are Pinwin Chen, Fuan Zhang, Yash Sharma, Jin Feng Yi, and Zhou Zui Sei. And there are some important keywords that's gonna come across during the presentations, and some of them are adversarial learning, black box attack, deep learning, neural network, and substitute model. So let's start with introduction. As we know, adversarial attacks are a major concern in the development of deep neural networks, as they can cause misclassification by the network. So the traditional approaches for generating adversarial attack involve knowledge of network architecture and training data, which may not be available in practical scenarios. To address this challenge, the paper proposes a zeroth order optimization based approach for generating black box attack without the need for knowledge of the network architecture or training data. The proposed approach called ZOO, simply called zeroth order optimization, iteratively updates a vector to generate adversarial example that cause misclassification by the targeted network. We consider two types of black box attack in this paper. First as an untargeted attack, and the second one is targeted attack. The first untargeted attack refers to crafting an adversarial example leading to misclassification, whereas as targeted attack refers to modifying the example in order to be classified as a desired class. This is basically the introduction. This is what we're going to talk about in this presentation. Now we have background and motivation. The research paper was motivated by the increasing use of deep neural networks in various applications and the vulnerability of these networks to adversarial attacks. The author of this paper proposes a zeroth order optimization, that is ZOO, based black box attack method that does not require the training of substitute models. The ZOO method estimates the gradient of the targeted model using a finite difference approximation and optimizes the input to generate adversarial examples. The paper provides experimental results demonstrating the effectiveness of the proposed method on various datasets and architectures. Now let's move on to the research objective. The research objective of this paper is first one is to propose a method for generating adversarial example for DNN without the need for substitute models. The second one is by addressing the limitation of existing black box attack methods that rely on these models. And the last one is by evaluating the effectiveness of the proposed method by comparing it with other black box attack methods and conducting experiments on various datasets. These are the overall summary of the research objective of this paper. Now we are going to talk about zeroth order optimization. What is zeroth order optimization? The zeroth order optimization refers to a method of estimating the gradient of black box function without direct access to its analytical form or derivatives. In the context of adversarial attack on deep neural networks, the ZOO method is used to estimate the gradient of DNN loss function with respect to the input by using a finite difference approximation. And this technique is less computationally expensive than traditional optimization techniques that rely on gradient information and can be applied to black box optimization problems. This is what zeroth order optimization means. They are completely less expensive. This technique is really preferred by almost like everyone. Now, what are the benefits and the challenges of zeroth order optimization? Let's talk about first the benefits. What are the benefits of this? The first one is it is efficient. That means it does not require training a substitute model, which can be time consuming and expensive. Second one is robust. Zoo is shown to be effective against a variety of datasets. That's why it is named, that's why it's called robust. And the last one is generalizable. Basically, Zoo is found to be effective against a variety of different attack methods. Now, let's talk about the main challenges of Zoo. The first one is it is not as effective as white box attacks, which has access to full model parameters. Second one, it can be computationally expensive, especially for larger models. For small model, it will it won't take much more money, or it is for larger models it is really expensive. And the third one is Zoo is not as robust to defenses as white box attacks. They are not that robust. Now we'll see algorithms. There are 4 algorithms used in this research paper. We're going to talk about the 4 algorithms used. Let's talk about the first one, trust region optimization. The proposed approach uses a trust region optimization method to find the optimal outcomes to the input data that can cause misclassification by the targeted model. Second one, we have coordinate descent optimization. The proposed approach also uses a coordinate descent optimization method to update the input along each coordinate axis. This method improves the convergence of the trust region optimization method by updating the data in more efficient way. As you can see, I have attached the image too. In this algorithm, basically it's randomly picking a coordinate. After that, it's computing an update by using arming function, and then at last it is just updating the value of xf. That's what it do. It generally updates it. This is a stochastic coordinate descent algorithm, this one. Now we'll talk about binary search. The proposed approach uses a binary search algorithm to find the smallest data. This algorithm reduces the number of queries required to find the optimal input by iteratively narrowing down the search space. And the last one we have, and this is one of the important one, it's Adam optimizer. The proposed approach uses the Adam optimizer to update the hyperparameters of the optimization problem. This optimizer is a gradient-based optimization algorithm that adapts the learning rate of each parameter based on its historical gradients. As you can see, I have attached another image too. This is the algorithm to Zoo Adam, zeroth order stochastic coordinate descent with coordinate wise Adam. This is the algorithm. As you can see in this algorithm, it's staying the same, but they have a different formula for it. Just basically it's picking a random coordinate. After that, it's estimating the g1, and they have some formulas with it. And at last, generally, as I told before, that it's gonna update it. The value of xf is gonna update it. That's what is happening in this algorithm too. And this is one of the, I think, the important one. Now let's talk about Zoo attack. What is Zoo attack? Zoo attack is a black box attack method, which means that it does not require knowledge of the internal architecture or parameters of the targeted DNN. Instead, the Zoo attack estimates the gradient of targeted model using a finite difference approximation and optimizes the input to generate adversarial examples. This is what the Zoo attack means. Now we're gonna see various steps including in it that involves in it. The first one, it starts with sampling a random vector and add it to the input image. The next step will be by computing the estimated gradient of the targeted DNN by evaluating its output on the input image. After that, it uses the estimated gradient to update the vector in the direction that maximizes the loss function. And at last what it does is basically gonna repeat the 1 to 3 step 1 to 3 until a desired level of attack success is achieved. This is completely the general steps. As you can see, I have attached a figure 2. This is a visual illustration of a proposed black box attack to sample image from ImageNet. As you can see, the columns from left to right are the original image with correct labels, and additive adversarial noise from attack, and crafted adversarial image with misclassified labels. You can observe it from the image. Now we're going to see experiments and results. In this experimental setup, there are 3 data sets. The experimental setup and data sets are used. First one is Amnist, second one is Cypher10, and the last one is ImageNet. The proposed zoo attack succeed in decreasing the probability of the original class by over 160x. That means from 97% to about 0.6%, while increasing the probability of the target class by over 1000x, from 0.0006% to over 0.6%, which is top 1 to achieve a successful attack. As you can see, I have attached the figure. As you can see, there are different lines with different colors. The black line indicates means without hierarchical attack. The green line means without importance sampling. The blue line means without resetting atom state, and the red line means all techniques, like it's using all the techniques. Basically, when function C reaches 0, a valid attack is found. With all techniques applied, the first valid attack is found at iteration. From this figure, it has been showing different iteration 15,227. The optimizer then continued to minimize to reduce distortion. In this figure, it's not shown the curve without resetting atom state, because the reset atom state only when C function resets to 0 for the first time. So this is the overall idea from this figure. Now let's talk about outcomes and the contributions. The paper shows that a coordinate descent method using only the zeroth order can effectively attack black box DNN. Comparing to the substitute model based black box attack, this method significantly increases the success rate for adversarial attacks and attains comparable performance to the white box attacks. In order to speed up the computational time and reduce number of queries for our black box attacks to large scale DNNs, the paper proposes several techniques, including attack space dimension reduction, hierarchical attacks, and importance sampling. And in addition to data sets of a small image size, it demonstrates the applicability of our black box attack model to a larger DNN. The Inception V3 model trained on ImageNet. The attack is capable of crafting a successful adversarial image within a reasonable time, whereas the substitute model based black box attack is only shows success in small networks trained Amnist and is hardly scalable to the case of ImageNet. These are the outcomes and the contributions. Now let's see comparison with existing attack. There are different other attacks which we're gonna compare with the zoo attack. The author compares the proposed zeroth order optimization attack method with several black box attack methods for generating adversarial examples for deep neural networks. Let's see, there are 3 attacks I have listed over here. The first one is boundary attack, a gradient free attack method that iteratively finds the decision boundary of the DNN to generate adversarial examples. Second one is decision based attack. This is attack, a gradient free attack method that generates adversarial examples by manipulating the decision making process of the DNN. And the last one is the white box attack method that iteratively takes the input image to generate adversarial examples. So this is what we have compared with. So Zoo attack does not require training substitute models, which make it more computationally efficient and applicable to a wider range of deep neural networks. So now let's see limitations and future work. I'm just gonna put this at the top so that it don't disturb me. Okay. So study focuses on limited set of deep neural networks and may not generalize to other model or domains. So there are some future work. Let's see. By first one is by extending the attack to other type of models. That means the proposed attack method is specific to deep neural networks, and future work could involve extending it to other types of models, such as decision trees or support vector machines. The second one is by exploring the impact of the attacks. That means future work could also explore the impact of the proposed attack on different applications that use deep neural networks, such as autonomous vehicles or medical diagnosis systems. And the last one is by improving attack success rate. That means one area for future work could be to improve the success rate of the proposed attack method, while the zeroth order optimization based approach is effective in generating attacks, and there may be cases where the attack fails. These are the limitations and the future work. So now in conclusion, the paper shows that the proposed approach is effective in generating, and it outperforms the substitute model based black box attack in terms of attack success rate and distortion, as our method does not incur any performance loss in attack transferability. It proposed several acceleration techniques for applying our attack to larger DNN trained on ImageNet, whereas the substitute model based black box attack is hardly scalable to a large DNN unlike Inception v3. Overall, the research paper demonstrates the effectiveness of the zeroth order optimization based approach in generating black box attacks against deep neural networks, highlighting the importance of robustness in deep learning models. So at last I have attached the reference. These are the reference that I took help or the content for this presentation. So that's all. Thank you. Hope you liked it.